Hey guys, so cannot believe it's already the middle of 2020. I mean, what is going on? This is absolutely crazy. It seems like after COVID hit, it was just like March, April, May, June. Everything's gone by so fast. So today, what I really want to talk to you guys about is setting some goals. Okay, so goals, if you know me, are huge to me. I absolutely love goals. And if you're on, will you just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me okay? Because I'm kind of blocking the speaker while I'm holding up my phone. So Savannah, if you'll let me know that you can hear me okay, or anybody else. So goals are so important to our life, and it's easy to let them go. It's easy to feel like a failure. And what struggling hobbyists do on a regular basis, okay, thanks Savannah, is they attach a value to their goals. They'll look at themselves and they'll be like, you know what? Gosh, these last 3 months, I really wanted to add another person to my team, but I didn't. And then they stop. And so what a business owner does, or a business-minded person does, is like, okay, that's all right. I didn't add anyone to my team, but you know what? Next month I'm going to. So I have some tips for you guys that I really am excited about, because this is the fiscal year, the starting of the fiscal year for Lemongrass Spa. So Lemongrass Spa evaluates all of the awards based on July 1st through June 30th. So if next year you want to be on the stage, hopefully we'll be in person next year, or you want to be recognized, go ahead and set yourself some really big goals, because guys, anybody can do this. You don't need a college degree. You don't need a certain test to take like a real estate agent does. Anybody can do this. It's not simple though. Or it's not easy, but it's simple. So if you can do some of these things, I feel like it will definitely help you. So the biggest thing is setting your goals. But before you set your goals, you have to look at your past. You have to look at where you've come from and where you kind of are currently. So, but I want you to just look really quick. Like, don't live in that moment, because what hobbyists do, if you want to break out of the hobbyist role, this is for you. If you like being a hobbyist, there's nothing against that. But if you want to break out of the hobbyist role and you want to really move forward in your business, look at what you've done in the last 6 months. Let's just say January 1st to now. That's okay, just write it down. Like, I have 1 team member, I have 0 team members. Average your sales. So basically the way to do that is add up January, February, through June, add them all up, divide by 6, and see where your average team sales, your average PV is, or your personal volume is. And I want you to just write that down somewhere. Write it on a notebook, write it in your notes app. You can do Excel if that's what you do. I don't know how to do that, but that might be something good. So I want you to do that, but then I want you to walk away from it. Don't live in that, but you have to know where you're at. So I've always said this, that you really need to know. You can't just set a goal without knowing where you're at, because you have to work towards something and work from something. Okay, you have to think about where I want to be. And so I want you to do that, but then step away from it. Don't attach any feelings to it, like I'm such a loser, or I didn't do what I wanted to do. Just write it down. Okay, after you do that, I want you to set a big goal. 1 or 2 goals for the end of 2020. So that gives you a little less than 6 months. So you might have 2 people on your team, and you're like, I want to add a person to my team every month. Or you might have 6 people on your team. You're like, I want to have a 10,000 month by the time 2020 ends. My whole team, I want not just yourself, but your whole team, you want them to sell $10,000. So I want you to write it down. And did you know that having clarity on your goals, when you track your numbers every month, you are 300% more likely to make that goal? So that's huge. That's not 100%, you're 300%. And I always like to read. I love books and things like that. So, but that's where I'm getting these numbers from. So don't feel like you have to go read things right now. But this is what I want you to do. So look at your past, write it down. Set a goal for 2020, end of 2020, okay? And I want it to be a big goal. And sometimes what a hobbyist will do, and the reason I'm just separating this is because in my mind I'm thinking of a hobbyist and a business-minded person. So it doesn't matter where you're at, but a hobbyist will think small. Okay, I want you to think big. Okay, it doesn't matter if you meet your goal. You don't even have to share it if you don't want. If you want to share it, you can write it down on a sticky note and post it in here in the comments, because then we can kind of cheer each other on. But a hobbyist will just kind of do a little goal, like, well, a hobbyist who wants to be a business person, I'll just let's see, I want to sell $500 every month, you know, and so that's not big enough. You have 6 months to meet this goal. So I want you to set a scary goal. And even if you don't meet that goal, I've set plenty of goals that I didn't meet, but at least I was working towards it. So that's the biggest thing I want you to do is set a goal, write it down on a sticky note somewhere, take a picture of it so you can keep it in your phone. If you want to share it with us, that would be great. And the easiest thing that is like the reason you don't succeed maybe is because it's easy to hide from yourself. So you don't have a boss telling you, okay, Heather, you didn't do that great last month. You know, your reviews weren't awesome. So it's easy to hide from yourself. It's easy to have excuses to think, I'll just, you know, no one's going to know that I didn't meet my goal. So you have to hold yourself accountable through writing it down. So every month I want you to track your goals. So July, you have your end goal is to add someone new to your team each month. So let's say in July you didn't add anyone to your team. That's okay. So then you know if you want 6 by the end of 2020, you've got to add 2 to your team next month. So this is huge in the goal setting world, guys. Setting things down, being accountable to yourself. And when you're accountable to yourself, you're either going to get angry, you know, a good angry, you're going to be motivated. So what I want you to do is get motivated. Like, okay, that's okay. Don't say any excuses. My husband was deployed, or I had a busy month last month. I don't really care what it was. Just don't say it. Just say, okay, I didn't add that person to my team. I'm going to do it next month. And you know what? Next month, I'm going to add 2. So this is something that I am so excited about and on fire about is goals. And I'm in my car right now because my kids are home, and I just went to the post office to mail my taxes, which is due tomorrow, by the way, if you didn't file them on time. But anyway, so I just figured this was a great time to come to you guys because it's the start of a new year, and that excites me. So I really want to know if you want to share your goals. You can share them here so we can cheer each other on. If